Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Underhood Show presented by Mel Hambelton Ford. My name is Phil Nightingale and Josh Profit. Morning, Josh.
Good morning.
Beautiful day in Cakeland, and we are in Gus jail, big time. We both got black on, and can everybody just see our head floating around? Is that what it is?
Nah, I think we're good.
Well, okay, just checking.
We don't talk about it. It's no big deal.
Just let it roll. Hey, anyway, it's the call-in show, 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything in the automobile world you want to talk about. Love to hear from you. You get a great price package about over $205 just for calling in the show. Not on the chat line over there, but of course we love the chats and everything else too. But if you want to call in and anything you want to talk about, questions, comments, whatever, love to hear from you and you get this great price package. And as always, Josh, what's in that package?
So we're going to mail it out to you, but it's going to consist of the works, which is an oil change and tire rotation. We use Motorcraft oil and filter products here at Mel Hambelton Ford. And we're also going to complete a multi-point inspection on that vehicle as well. So checking over the brakes, tires, steering, suspension, all the safety-related components, just making sure that it's ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving. You'll also receive yourself $10 to Mel's Diner, so you can get yourself something to eat and drink while you're here with us at the Big Corner. Complete nitrogen for your tires, so you get all the great benefits that nitrogen has to offer. And then BG Products package, which consists of a can of, MOA or motor oil additive for your engine oil. And then 44K for your fuel system. Again, just getting that vehicle geared up and ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving.
All right, 316-462-3673. That's the number to our front desk. Tell the girls you want to get patched in the podcast. We'll get you on live here. So anyway, last weekend, Josh, was a crazy Saturday. We had we had the race open house, and it was a huge success. And love taking care of the racers and love getting them all set up and getting ready to go because race season, it's right on the corner for here, but it's been racing all over from that part. But for around our area and stuff like that, race is going to get kicked off here pretty quick. I should look and see when 81 kicks off. I'm not sure what they're
when the first date is on that.
See if I can figure that out here real quick when they're
it was definitely a very good event, and thank everybody for coming out if you got the chance to come out and attend and see everything we had going on. And did you make it to either one of the classes?
Made it to both of them.
Did you? Okay. Yeah.
Did make it to both of them, and they were a huge success. There's two classes where something we were just going to try to see what kind of response rate we'd get and stuff like that too. Excuse me.
Definitely something bring it back next year.
Oh, definitely. So here's what we did. We did the VP class, and they talked about fuels and all that kind of stuff. And so then the second class was a spring class. And we had Bubba Gale, who's been around forever in racing, mainly a lot of black asphalt racing stuff too, but he's in dirt and been involved with all over. Anyway, Swift Springs hired him to come out with and demonstrate the springs and stuff that Swift has. He believes Swift is the best spring out there for the dirt track cars. I agree with him. He has his own spring smashers and things from that standpoint. That class was another well-attended class, and that class was so good that we're probably going to bring Bubba back and have maybe a 1 or 2 day class because that's how intense this spring smashing and race and all this stuff and get into it stuff. And I mean, just a little bit that he did up there for 35, 45 minutes. I learned something even for the very basics that you just kind of take things for granted, but then you start realizing some things and stuff too. But these springs are getting very technical and very high tech. And if you don't have a spring smasher today, back when years ago, we'd set the car on 4 scales and weigh all 4 corners and stuff like that. And I really don't do that much anymore. We're all putting these things on spring smashers and that sort of thing too. So it was a huge success with that, and can't wait to get Bubba to come back. We've been talking to Bubba all week this week too. You're trying to plan a class of at least a day.
Yeah.
Maybe a day and a half, 2 days. He said I could spend 3 days just going through everything. And I agree with him. It's just that intense. So the classes were great. So next year we'll have some more classes and stuff too. Had a lot more new vendors here this year, which is great from that part. We actually had a representative from Hoosier here this year for the first time, which is huge.
Yeah.
Alan Ackerman was here and just had a great response. I mean, the traffic that came through, and I can't thank the racers enough for coming and letting us take care of you and help you with all your racing needs and stuff too. So, and then Chandler Dan's, Jordan Whitehead, he put on a great taco bar for everybody, which was really great. Gave away a lot of prizes.
We did. Yeah.
A lot of prizes.
Yeah, there was a lot of them going out the door for sure.
Okay, Jason Cox says I haven't had a chance to look. March 28th is the first race, and it's the World of Outlaws. I didn't realize they're kicking off that early, but they are. So good for 81 Speedway. So don't miss that race. That is going to be a awesome Let's see. So, Jason, I believe that's sprint cars. I'm not sure if you can check that out for us, Jason, because I don't think it's late models. Because it's late models, I'd be there, and I don't see that on my schedule. So it's got to be the World Outlaw Sprint Cars coming on March 28th. So that would be a heck of a show for for you guys to go watch and see. So get ready for 81 Speedway on March 28th.
Open the doors with a bang.
There you go. There you go. So,
yeah, this I don't know, this weather, the way it's up in the 70s or
it's 80 degrees yesterday.
Crazy.
And then tomorrow,
for February.
the day that I get to go hang out,
not,
it's 40.
We're not going to talk about that.
Hey, but I will tell you.
No, do not.
Yes, I am.
Do not.
I am.
Don't jinx yourself.
No, I'm not. Because I already did it. I already did it, Josh.
You're going to have Donna calling back in.
That's okay. I had 3 weeks ago. I said no more teens. That's right. I need to be a meteorologist. No equipment, no nothing, just knowing what's going on. No more teens, and it's never been in the teens again.
You
got it. Okay. God, I can't spit it out.
With a straight face.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, when weather gets like this, and then now this next week we've got next Sunday's daylight savings, which that's
I love
favorite.
that.
Yeah,
and let's just leave it there.
Time.
Stop jacking with these clocks. So anyway, morning Delbert, morning Dennis, morning Tim Daniel. How's everybody doing this morning? Jason Cox, thanks for the update on the sprint cars at 81 Speedway on March 28th.
Yeah, that'll be definitely a great entrance to that as well. So,
yeah. So anyway, Josh, it's been crazy busy in the store. I can't believe it's February 28th. Tomorrow's March 1st already for 2026. This time is, I don't know where it's gone.
Well, behind us.
It's very true. Very true. So anything exciting happening in the shop?
Yeah, got a couple of great things coming up. I don't know. It's maybe a little early to throw this out there, but towards the end of March,
I think I know already where you're going.
Towards the end of March, which, again, with tomorrow being March 1st, they're doing we're going to have a buy 3, get the 4th tire for $1 again. So
when's that again?
So it starts, and don't quote me exactly on this, but I think the 15th, but it is the last 2 weeks of March is when that starts out. And so that's always been a very huge success, very, very busy during those times. And so if that's something that you need, if you're getting to a point where it's time to start thinking about tires, it's definitely time for sure, and take advantage of that.
Well, and the other thing about the tires, we did the other one talking about going into winter, getting ready for traction and all that kind of stuff too. Now the second phase of that is going into the heat of the tires, coming into summertime and stuff too.
And I would even go one further. When you get into springtime and a lot of rain and stuff like that, and the importance of having good tread there for sure. So
it is Delbert Alt's anniversary, 34 years. How about that? Good job, Delbert.
Yeah, very good.
Congratulations, buddy. Have a great day with your anniversary. That's for sure. I'm just a couple years behind him. I can't believe that either. I shouldn't even talk about that. Now, anyway, so now we talk about the rain with the tires, keeping the traction with the grooves in your tires. But again, the heat coming in the summertime, that extra tread depth helps keep the heat dissipated out of that tire and stuff too. And again, just let 5 pounds of air out of your tire. You're going to increase that tire about 20 pounds. And then we got a call already, don't we?
We do.
Let's go to the phones. We're talking to who?
We're going to talk to Jason. Good morning, Jason. You're on live with Under the Hood.
Hey, guys. Good morning. You're talking about tires, and that's something I've been kind of looking at because I have a 2022 Ford F-150 4x4, and I like the tires that are on it. It makes the truck look beefy. But the thing is, I really don't drive the truck that much, but the tires are getting worn. So would I be better going with the tires that are on it, or should I look at something different?
Well, in your situation, when I'm going to head down there, is the tires, even though there's tread on tire. God, sorry, something in my throat. The tire has a Julian date that.
Yeah, I'm laughing with you.
No, you are.
So it's it's a born on date, right?
Yeah, when
the tire was manufactured or made as well. And so I think a lot of people discredit that, or maybe just aren't even aware that it's out there.
Could be.
And that it's basically that tire, the rubber as it ages, is going to get harder and drier and not going to be able to definitely provide the traction or stopping ability or ride that it's accustomed to when that thing was brand new, for sure. And so that's definitely one of the things to be looking at as well.
So I guess is the tires on the truck being a 22 or the original tires?
Yeah, they're original.
Yeah. So basically you're 26, so you're at least 4 years old, but depending on when that tire was made, it might be a 5-year-old tire now.
Well, and I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jason, but you're just referring to, so it's a 4-wheel drive pickup and it kind of had a little bit more aggressive of a tire on it from the factory or when it was out, but you don't really use.
Well, it's got the Goodyear Territory
Uh-huh.
tires on it, which is like an all-terrain tire.
Mhm.
But like I said, I mean, it's great for snow and stuff, but like I said, I hardly ever do any off-roading in that truck.
And so you were looking at potentially a little more of a highway type tread design or something not.
Well,
not
I'm
near
kind
as
of tossed
aggressive.
because, like I said, I really like the tires that's on that truck. But would I be wasting my money if I went with that? Since, like I said, I mean, it's a 22 with what, almost 35,000 miles on it.
What tires on it? Do you remember?
Yeah, this is a good year.
Goodyear.
Mhm.
Goodyear
The 42.
Territory.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
My biggest tire that I love the best on an F-150 is the Michelin Defender. I think it rides the best. It's got an overall good traction, wears well, everything else from that part. That's just my personal opinion of the best tire to put on an F-150. In your situation, if you got that extra traction and stuff that you don't need and things too, as that tire starts to wear down even more, it's just going to get noisy from that part. But I'm telling you, Jason, my first thing I'd be doing is looking at the Julian date on that tire and make sure they're not too old.
Well, and
Okay.
when it comes to replacing a tire, this is 100% of the discussions that we need to be having with the customers and consumers, and that's what I love about all the different options that we have for tires. But then also, I firmly believe that our staff is trained up in the aspect of, like, you're talking to a professional at that point, and to be able to go through and because the right tire for you is probably not or could not be the right tire for the guest behind you or the guest behind them, and then being able to go through and how many miles are you driving and how long you plan on keeping the vehicle and where do you drive, and all of that needs to go into play when you're looking at purchasing a set of tires. And you go to a lot of other places and they may have 1 or 2 options out there, and that's your window. And so it's kind of like a blanketed option, and everybody gets the same option no matter what your needs are. And I've seen people put 100,000-mile Michelin tire on some older car that they don't drive 4,000 or 5,000 miles on it a year, and that tire is going to age out long before it ever even thinks about wearing out, and so
Right.
there's just so many different variables that go into selecting the right tire, not only for the vehicle and the driving and handling characteristics for it, but the consumer as well. And I don't know, I mean, you and I feel all the time looking at used cars from that aspect and what gets traded in, and seeing tires on things that just do not belong on the vehicle. And
that's just because they got to the wrong tire store that weren't trained, didn't know how to put the right tire, right application, right load rating, speed rating, everything on that situation.
And I don't think people
So
really.
I noticed.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. So I noticed, like, I see a lot of Ford F-150s, even new, that they use the Goodyear Wrangler. Is that just something standard that Ford does?
Well, I'll tell you what my opinion is on every manufacturer out there today. They just go to these tire manufacturers and work deals and try to get the cheapest tire they can get to put on the trucks, and away they go.
And I would say cheapest quality tire. I would also say too,
they have to meet their standards, but they're also out there.
I would say too, typically I think manufacturers lean towards like a softer compound tire initially out of the gate. And, I believe that in the sense that I think a lot of times they're looking at it from a ride quality and a being quiet, quality as that vehicle is brand new, for sure. And typically you see a factory tire wear out anywhere between the 36 to 50, 60,000 miles, which is mind boggling because 15 years ago, what was it? Or, you know, 15 years before that, what was it?
Right.
You'd be putting, to put tires on it 15,000 miles really wasn't that uncommon.
Oh,
you
no,
know?
not at all.
You know, and
Not
so,
at all. When I was back in my day with my dad in the gas station, I mean, we were putting tires on cars at 10,000 miles.
Yep.
That's how long they lasted.
Wow.
From that part. Yeah, it's crazy. But again, the quality of the tire, the construction of the tire, how we mounted them, all that kind of stuff was, wow, drastically different what it is today.
Well, I think I'm going to look at the Michelin Defender. Now that you say that, Phil, and I'll definitely come to you guys because I want to get the nitro package into that too.
Yep, exactly. Tim Daniel agrees with me. Defender all the way. Performance, life, and quiet. And I think
there you go.
Yeah, it's the best tire for an F-150.
If you do need to go some off-roading, are those tires good for that too?
There's a decent amount of traction there too. You know, it's not a lot, not a lot, but again, it's still overall 95% of the time what someone's doing with an F-150 around here, I still believe that's the best tire to put on an F-150 to get you traction. If you need to go off-road, and that's what the four-wheel drive does and the locker differential does to help you give you that extra traction and stuff too. But overall, that Michelin Defenders is just the way it is. I'll go clear back to I bought a truck back in 83, 84, somewhere in there, Chevrolet truck. The old brown with the yellow, the tan in the middle, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Had a set of Kragers on it. Guess what tire I had on it, Josh? Michelin.
Yeah.
Michelin's what I had on it. So it's just been that way. I've been always stuck in that head. And the Michelin's always been a good proven tire. There's a lot of great tires. I don't degrade anybody's tire out there because that's why we have 17 different makes and models of tires for different applications and stuff like that too. Now, if you are going off-roading all the time like that and something in an F-150, that Defender is not the tire. That's not the tire for you.
No,
from that part, you know what I'm saying?
I don't need any off-road tires.
Yeah. So first thing I would do, Jason, is look at that Julian date on your tires, see what it is. And then if you're close, I would be taking advantages, buy 3, get 1 free coming up here in a couple of weeks.
Would the Michelin Defender be part of that?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Sure will.
Yeah. So there's, there's 17 different manufacturers out there that will be a part of that program. So,
Okay. Well, I appreciate the info, though. You guys helped me out quite a bit. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the call, buddy.
Have a good day.
Bet.
Right.
You too.
Anyway, I got to back up the race open house. Forgot one guy that came up, a new vendor we had this year, Dave Hammond Motorsports.
Oh, yeah.
He said, thanks for having him down. No, Dave, thank you for coming down. Dave has a suspension geometry setup thing, plates that works to help set your car up and stuff. We had Jake's late model on the showroom floor with those plates on and stuff. And we took Dave to dinner Friday night, and I think Nick had the 1,000 questions down there for him to go through too, so
he got the drill.
He got drilled pretty hard, but also I know I seen Dave over there, you know, demonstrating several different things of his plates and stuff on Jake's late model and stuff too. But Dave's a great guy. Glad he came, and I hope he comes back next year and stuff too, because it was a great success having him here too. So Dave, thank you again for making the trip and coming down as always. So Rick Elmore, good morning. How you doing, buddy? Race season's about here, buddy. We're almost ready to go. Looks like our first race around here is going to be 81 Speedway. So get that going. Rick's always at the racetrack. Him and his son are always at the racetrack. I don't care. That's just what they do. They go somewhere every weekend, I think, for a race.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I love it.
Very good.
If I wasn't actually on Jake's race team or whatever,
but try to do the same.
Probably be the same.
So. Yeah.
Anyway, hey, let's get the phones ringing. 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, it doesn't matter. We're going to hear from you. Want to talk about the racing world too? We can talk about that too. It doesn't matter. We can hear from you. 316-462-3673. Well, so I'm excited about the tire deal again. To get that out there and help everybody get some more tires and stuff. Let's see how bad we can whip everybody's butts around again. Just everybody knows when we do put these tire sales on, we work it pretty hard and stuff. And the other dealers don't even come close to catching us when we sell these tires. Of course, we're the #1 tire dealer in the country for Ford, which is a huge pat on the back for everybody at Quick Lane, everybody at the main store, and Josh and all of his whole crew. If we weren't trained up and stuff, we couldn't sell you the tires correctly and stuff too. But we do sell them and move a few tires. So Get ready for that. Buy 3, get 1 free coming up here in the next couple of weeks. Walk our Facebook page and stuff too. And of course, tune in the show. We'll tell you too on exact dates, but somewhere in the middle of the end of March, right?
Yep.
Okay. What else happened in the shop this week, Josh? Anything wild and crazy?
Well, so shifting gears, I think, talking about the AI side of things a little bit.
AI. Okay.
I think that's definitely something that,
I'm going to say that if
not,
you
not in, not in this industry, but just in general, that is something that it's starting to be the next thing, I guess.
Next thing. Yeah, it's kind of like the next. I mean, it's way. I mean, I think you either got to get on or you got to get on the program and got to get involved. It's just like the other day, I had a piece of equipment that I was working on and needed to send it in, and I kind of thought it was working that way, but I had an AI system. I know it was that actually helped me try to diagnose the problem, but then it actually got me all the way and made me a shipping label to ship that part back to the factory. But then it monitored that shipping and told me where it was at and how it got there. Then it monitored when it got there. Then it monitored and sent me emails and everything coming back when it shipped back. And it was almost to the hour to when it showed back at my front door.
To when it got
and it was
there.
all AI. I never talked to nobody. Now, is the human factor out of that? Yeah, it is out of that. But you know what? It still got me done what I needed to do.
And very quickly.
Yeah. And open 24/7. That's the next thing.
Yeah. Hey, let's.
Sorry, I got to get phones. Greg.
Okay, there we go. Hey, let's go to the phones and talk to Greg. Good morning, Greg. You're on live with Under the Hood.
Hey, good morning, guys. I called for a couple of things.
Okay.
First off, I wanted to throw out, I heard you guys talking about tires. I have a 21 F-150 that has those. Mine is a Goodyear Territory HT. So I know it's a street tire, but I have a two-wheel drive truck. And I'm at almost 80,000 miles on the original tires.
That's cool.
And I'll just proper inflation, rotation by you guys, making sure the alignment's right. I mean, those things matter.
Huge.
I mean, that's the thing you guys talk about a lot, and I agree with. Maintain it or plan to replace it. So, I don't know.
Those three things you rattled off. Those three things you rattled off from alignment, tire rotation, and the third thing is keeping them properly inflated. We'll make those things run. And you're proof of the testament. There's 80,000 miles on a set of tires. Crazy.
Right. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna have to replace them just for age, like you were talking about. I've looked at the date. I have a 21. I think I'm down to 530 seconds. So it's getting close either way. And then the other thing, I called about 6 weeks ago and I asked about a battery under the back seat, and you guys were sure there wasn't one, but I thought I saw a cover that had like a battery symbol on my truck. And then we had that really cold snap. And afterward, I got a thing on the Ford app that said my truck was entering battery saver mode and that I needed to go on a long drive with it. And I thought that was kind of crazy. But anyhow, I looked and there is absolutely a little bitty battery underneath the back seat.
Yeah.
It's like a lawnmower battery.
Yeah.
How do you test those?
So again, they can be tested the same way with our equipment, but I'm guessing the message that you're referring to is probably going to be the actual 12-volt battery under the hood would be my assumption. That's more so what that system is monitoring, and typically, so it could be a couple of different things. So one, if the vehicle is sat for an extended period of time, it just needs to be, because of the parasitic draw on it, just, keeping all the modules up to date and the clock up to date and all your preset radio stations. Like the electrical system is drawing power on that battery, even when nothing is in use, just to keep things in sync and up to date. And so you'll see that battery saver message come on after a vehicle has not been operated for extended period of time, but that's also a sign of degradation to that battery and that it's getting weak. But it's probably going to be the actual regular 12-volt battery that's out under the hood. But we can test the smaller batteries as well in the same aspect or the same way.
Well, that's what I wondered, because I actually took the little cover off and I saw it looks like it's like, I don't know, it's literally like a lawnmower battery. It's not the hybrid battery. It's
very, very small.
Maybe, yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. I'll be honest. I looked it up on ChatGPT. I'm like, how do you test this? And it was like, well, you don't put a draw on it like a big 800 cranking amp.
Yeah. So, and what they're referring to. Yeah. So what they're referring to is years ago they had battery testers, and they were it basically put a very large load on that battery, and it would show, or basically if it dropped a certain amount of amperage under this extreme load, then it would fail the battery. Well, in that specific battery, just the capacity of it is so much less that you can't test it the exact same way. But we don't test batteries like that, and haven't for a long time. And so yeah, we would be able to test it the same way as we do just the conventional batteries at this point.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll make sure I ask if they test that other one separate. Just, I don't know. And I did go on a long drive. I go for like an hour, a couple of days later, and it was weird. It never went into hybrid mode during that hour-long drive, but then the next time I drove it, it was acting normal. So
yeah, that's.
But it makes me wonder. Do
That's
I have the battery getting weak?
Yeah, and that's one of the precautionary measures that it uses, so it doesn't want to go into hybrid mode. The auto stop start will kind of disable itself until that battery voltage gets up to the correct amount of voltage. And so it's amazing all the things that the electronics and technologies in these vehicles do that the average consumer just doesn't even recognize or understand. Or, a lot of people maybe would never even notice that the vehicle didn't go into hybrid mode or the auto stop start mode and stuff like that.
I mean,
they just drive it.
Today this hybrids is. I'm a big fan of the hybrids. I think that's the way to go for the best fuel economy and power and everything else too. But they're so good today, you can't tell when they're shutting on and off and back and forth too. When I drive one, I can go through my neighborhood and I look up and I don't even know that it's in hybrid mode, because I can finally look down and see the RPMs at 0.
Yeah.
But I'm a big hybrid fan. I think I wish that's where we would have pushed everything instead of the full electric. I wish we'd have pushed more harder on hybrid and that sort of thing too, which I think all the manufacturers, I think now are switching kind of into that hybrid mode. But I
agree. I love my hybrid. I have a Avalon hybrid, a Toyota, and then I have the F-150. And I don't know, the Toyota is a little buggy. You can definitely hear and feel it more than you can.
And there's still some people out there that are just nervous about it. I mean, different things and stuff that it's the fear of the unknown. It's kind of, I go all back to 2011 when we come out with the EcoBoost motors that have the more power and everything else over the V8. Everybody's just still staunch V8. Well, now it's the other way around. I mean, we sell so many more EcoBoosts and hybrids, and we even come close to selling on a 5.0 motor from that part. So I think it's just a little more time that people get used to it and stuff. And a lot of people get confused thinking the hybrid, you have to plug it in. Now there is some plug-in hybrids, but we just have that in the Escape. But everything else that we have is on a hybrid is not a plug-in. And I think a lot of people get confused with that too.
Yep. Well, thank you for taking my call, guys.
You bet.
Definitely wanted to mention I love the tires that I have. I like the Michelins. I have Michelin Defenders on my Toyota and some other things. My Corvette's on Michelin, but I don't know. It's hard to argue with 80,000 on original tires.
I get it. And Greg, here's another known fact that's been out there forever, and it's still a fact today, is 80% of a tire failure happens in the last 20% of tread life wear.
Oh, yeah.
So I think if I was you, I would be, if I'm down at 5:30 seconds, I think I'd be jumping on this buy 3, get 1 free, Greg.
That's where I'm at. I was glad to hear you guys talking about it. That's why I listen every week. Anyway, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the call, buddy.
Have a good day.
All right, 316-462-3673. Let's get some more calls coming. Love to hear from you. Anything about your car, tires, brakes, batteries, and we'll answer them for you and get you that great price package over $205. So, what's next, Josh?
Well, so we started diving into the AI portion of this before
that call came in.
Yeah, before the call came in, and I told you about that. You mentioned about your story, and then I kind of had a very similar situation. Okay. And so I my Cole turned 16 yesterday.
Oh, thanks for telling me.
Well, no, but anyways,
that's all right.
So we went to dinner last night
over here.
And so I made
Where'd you go to dinner?
Bricktown Brewery of all places.
where he wanted to go?
Where he decided he wanted to go. So, anyways, called and made a reservation yesterday because there was kind of a larger group of us and all that stuff. And so, the whole I didn't even realize it till afterwards, but the whole process, conversation, everything was AI. I just was blown away by it by the time that it had happened at the end of it.
Explain.
So
I
call up and I was like,
you talking about making the reservation?
Yeah, making a reservation. So I call up and said, hey, I need to make a reservation for a larger party, and they said, okay, what time you looking, and gave him the time, and then we come through or at the end of it, and like I never gave him my name, nothing, and they said, okay, Mr. Prophet, we've got you.
Looked up your phone number.
Yeah, the phone number was already there, and I was like, well, how did you know that? And so the response says, I know it's kind of creepy, but we keep historical data in our database and yada yada.
No, they don't. They're searching Google for your phone number.
But I had obviously at some point had. So I think a lot of the restaurants are like time together.
I think today, though, the way Google and Edge and everything's out there scanning all of our data. I mean, but I still think they're listening to us.
Yeah, and so the response that it gave me was, especially when I was like, well, how did you know who I was, or name or phone number or whatever from there? And it was it was a candid answer, but it was prompt, it was to the point, it was I don't know, I was just blown away by the whole experience. And again, no human interaction, got exactly what I wanted, like didn't bother the staff at the restaurant to be able to pause and take time to have focus on the actual guests that were there, and
I think we're all today with our phones and the things we see, we need a courtesy response, a quick response. We want to get the information we need to get, and we want to get it when we want it, not when they're open, that sort of thing. So I think that's where some AI, and a lot of people getting feared the AI is going to take jobs away. I don't think it's going to take jobs away. I think it's enhancing people's jobs and making people's jobs a little easier and everything else too. But the ultimate thing that I think AI is doing is giving the customer a better experience. Now, there's going to be some times that AI can't give them that better experience, but weigh the odds of a human. I mean, I still remember, I'm going back to a deal at a pharmacy. Got this guy on the phone. I just had a couple simple questions. His attitude was so, you know what? I almost hung up on him. I say, hey, buddy, sorry you're having a bad day. I just need a couple questions answered.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got that treatment like that with AI. But that guy was so rude. So then when I went in there, I knew who he was. I could pick him out in a New York second. Sure enough, and he greeted me at the end. And he was still about the same way, not as bad, when he's checking me out. I mean, it's just one of those deals that I think AI is going to – it's just because us consumers today, we demand so much more.
Well, and so fast too. Like you want the information that you're after, but you want it now.
Yeah. And we get it from these phones of where we're getting where that demand is coming from and that sort of thing. And I guess it's going back to the marketplace. Who can respond to you the best, who can respond to you, get your answers the quickest and make you feel like you're getting the right answer.
Agree.
But yeah, I think where AI is going to go in the next even a year, I think it's going to blow us away. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. I think it's going to be crazy what AI is doing to help us in our lives because of how much we demand and what we want, what we have to,
Yeah.
I think the open 24/7 is a great, huge thing. I do. Sitting there at home at 10 o'clock at night, and I'm thinking of something, bang, I want an answer.
And it's
I don't want to wait till tomorrow.
It's a platform that I think just about any industry, right, that you can see it evolving in for sure. And again, from a company standpoint, I think you're either, your analogy, just like you were saying the other day about a person making a saddle, right? No matter what the company is or no matter what the industry is, like there's always going to be change.
Yeah, I go back to what Josh is talking about is back in the early 1900s, you've got all these places that are making saddles and ropes and all this kind of thing. And then here comes Henry Ford in making the model. I don't know what the first one was, Model A, Model T, whatever it was. And everybody's freaking out how it's going to run them out of business. Well, this one company decided, hey, you know what? We got leather. He started making the drive belts for the Model A's. He adapted, and that was happening back in the early 1900s. If you don't adapt today with your business or whatever, you're out of trouble. Now, Gus says it's taking jobs, but it's also creating new opportunities. Okay, there's your point. There's my point. More opportunities, more things for people to do, but it's just going back to because we're having this demand of that part. And the jobs that if it's taking jobs away, it's because of that situation, in my opinion, of what we had with the pharmacy when I went there. That guy was so rude, so nasty to me. I mean, I almost wanted to change pharmacies because of him.
Yeah.
But having AI would have never had that situation, would have never got treated that way from that part. So I think that's where AI, as business owners, are looking at how do we make sure we give that customer the best customer experience, customer service, best attitude. But I do, Lisa talks about she was at Christmas time ordering those shoes, and she didn't realize it was AI helping her until she said, "Hey, Merry Christmas," and they came back and says, "I don't understand." Okay, so yeah, that AI needed a little bit more work to get there, but again, it's still like she said, it still got her what she needed.
Yeah, got
in
all
a
the way
timely
to
manner
that.
and everything else like that. But I had no idea it was AI until it said, "Hey, Merry Christmas," and she said, "Don't understand." So I'm excited for AI. I really am. You would, at my age and stuff like that, you would think, well, I'm always a tech. You know that, Josh. I need the latest update, right?
Yeah, update.
That's a joke between Josh and several of us.
I was going to say, yeah, there's
about putting updates in, but now today, boy, it's the truth, boy. More updates fix these cars and shake a stick at. So,
tell no lie.
Can I tell you why that update thing was always stuck in my head?
Why?
I fought.
Oh yeah.
A 1985 Grand Am. And back then, those Grand Ams were the hot ticket, especially the V6 cars. Were just a ticket, man. Everybody had one. They were great cars. And I fought this Code 32 forever. Okay. Could not fix that thing. I jacked with that thing, I put parts on it. I went through every wiring, everything I could. I could never fix that thing. Could never fix it. Drove me crazy. Okay. Guess what fixed it?
There's a prom update for it.
There you go. That's why it's always stuck in my head. That cost me so many hours of trying to fix that car and so many trips for that customer, bringing that car back. And all it was an update. And so that's why it's always been in my head. Always been in my head.
Well, and I will say, definitely, in today's industry, it's just absolutely insane.
Okay, so Ford announced some big ass recall this week, and guess what? Most of them are going to get fixed over the air updates.
Yeah.
From that part. Again, I don't understand why why a software update has to be a recall. I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. Especially if it can be done over the air and get it fixed. Fix it.
Well,
send them out, get them fixed.
So yeah, there's a lot of instances or cases. I do see the value in backup cameras. If you took just a backup camera out of the equation, I cannot tell you. Yeah, I cannot tell you the number of recalls that would not be out there.
And
now,
I still don't understand why a backup camera has to have a recall.
That's my point right there. And I think you're desensitizing something that is, I don't want to say truly important, because I do believe that there is importance to a backup camera, and especially in certain situations, where individuals may not be able to see what's behind them, or obviously it's a lot safer to have that product. But how long were cars around with no backup cameras and they were able to be driven, right? No problem. And so when to me, safety and recalls specifically, you're talking about, your steering, your brakes, your, things like that. And so I just think that it kind of desensitizes the whole recall process altogether when you jam all this stuff in there and say, hey, this is got to be taken care of. And it's not that I don't want to help that customer or get their vehicle the latest and up to date stuff.
I agree with you there too, but I don't understand that it has to be out there in the public eyes as a recall for a backup camera.
Yeah.
That's just, to me, that's not we still have mirrors. We had mirrors for years. And all of a sudden, I know now the government has mandated that every manufacturer has a backup camera in their cars. But still, I don't know. We can beat this dead horse. You and I ain't going to solve that problem.
Yeah,
Joe. We can
yeah.
talk about all we want. We're not going to solve it either from that part too. So, anyway, hey, 316-462-3673. Ready, running out of time here for the day's show. Had some great callers on here ready for sure. With some great questions and stuff about the tires. Buy 3, get 1 free coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned on our Facebook page and stuff too. If you haven't liked the Mel Hambelton Ford page, get out there and like it so you can keep up on all the updates and stuff coming out. But buy 3, get 1 4. Buy the 4th, get 1. God damn, spit it out, Phil. Buy 3, get 1 free
for $1.
Oh, $4.
Yeah.
$1. Cost you
$1.
$1.
It's going to cost you $1.
Cost you $1.
Best dollar you ever spent.
Got that right. So keep an eye on that on the Facebook page and stuff coming up. Again, great race open house last weekend. Can't thank everybody that came and had fun at the race open house last Saturday. And can't believe tomorrow is March 1st. Crazy.
Right around the corner.
Yeah. And no more teens, Josh.
Well, I don't know. You're really putting yourself out there.
I did that 3 weeks ago and I'm still hit it. Meteorologist Phil coming at you.
And it's supposed to be what tomorrow?
Yeah, I know.
40s. Yeah, we won't talk
40s.
about that. Okay.
That's how much I wanted to do tomorrow outside. God dang, last night we sat outside there last night.
Yeah.
Woo! God, it was great.
Crazy, isn't it? Got
Crazy.
palm trees blooming.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the great calls. And tune in next Saturday at 9 o'clock for some more fun and exciting stuff. Who knows what we're going to talk about? You never know. So anyway, everybody have a great Saturday. And no more teens, I promise. Meteorologist Phil coming at you. Everybody have a great Saturday. See you next Saturday.